Yeah, that's fair enough. All right, good stuff there, John. Offensively, you obviously talked about how it's tough to evaluate the pass game. I mean, these receivers just aren't good enough. So, but what'd you make of kind of the reports that came out yesterday? The running game looked pretty good in practice. You said you were intrigued by that. What'd you make of the offensive side of the ball yesterday? What they were able to do against New England, and then just the context on how you perceive 3 picks and 7-on-7. Just give me the Johnny Mac spin on that.
Well, the 3 picks, the Patriots put up video of them, so I got to look at him. The one is completely on Wicks. I mean, he short armed the football, and it's like you're not even getting hit, dude. I mean, and that's sort of the danger of the middle of the field stuff. If something like that happens in the middle of the field, it's probably going to get picked off more often than not. And that's sort of what happened. There looked like an underthrow that was probably on the quarterback, and I forget, I got to look at the third one, but ultimately we talked about one thing. I'll bring that up now. The stats, the training camp stats. I mean, it's fucking bizarre, man. He's got 9 interceptions in training camp. Who gives a fuck? Just like when he had 0 a couple of, a couple of years ago, I said, that's probably not good. Probably not good to have 0 interceptions in training camp. Just that to me tells me you're not trying things. You're not trying to, feel out what you can get done. And you're just trying to be cautious, probably because you're reading training camp stats. So that has had a large impact on the league as a whole, and I think in a negative way. It's not that you don't. I mean, baseball's been around for years and they keep spring training stats, but it seems like everybody's aware that guys are working on things, and there's not much made about it. I don't know. Maybe it's because football's more popular and it's not, in the scarcity of it. But I think it's really impacting teams in the way they prepare. Or you can look at it like the Eagles are preparing to not turn over the football in previous years, and now they're willing to take more chances. Maybe that's a positive if you want to spin it that way. Instead of being that ultra risk averse.
Yeah, right.
So you could potentially steer it as some kind of positive to use that, as I said, to use that specific Wicks play. There's a perfect example of throwing the football over the middle field, the receiver making the mistake and it's going the other way. And of course, the quarterback will get blamed for it, but that's part of it. I'm not too worried about it. Again, I think he's working with a group of receivers that are below average from an NFL standpoint. So to expect them to have a smooth passing attack in the summer with a new mentality on offense, whatever you want to call it, I mean, that's kind of silly. So I'm not as worried as most people are.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, Joe. If the run game's good enough, John, this year in terms of, 24 is kind of a pipe dream. I don't think it's smart to expect something like that. But let's just say the running game's good enough to be the crux of this offense again. Do you have confidence that the rest of the offense, the passing game of the offense, can fill in the blanks and do the rest that they need to do successfully?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you play efficiently, I think that's the whole plan. I think the whole plan is to, being third manageable, basically, which was what hampered them so much before last year. So I think it's, and I've said it for a while. I think it's a big Saquon Barkley year. I think it all hinges on the running game. Can they be effective? And that's why I'm more positive, because all indications from, and the people I texted with, and all indications were that the running game looked really good. So, I think that's a big positive, that, again, that the first team offensive line has been healthy and been together. The only little hiccup was Lane taking a few days off and deciding this will be his final season. I think it's all positive from that perspective. Cam looks much healthier. I don't know if Landon's much healthier. I don't know if he'll ever get back to what he once was, but he's much healthier than what he was from last year. Jordan's playing great. Tyler Steen's going to be a good player. And Lane's Lane. So as long as those guys are out there, I think the running game's going to be good. And I think that's going to help the passing game a lot. And I think that's the plan. I think it's a good plan. And I think it could work. But, I know everybody's hyper focused on the passing game. And even from that perspective, I can't judge this passing game until Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon are out there.
Yeah, it's very hard to do. Very hard to do.
We're talking about Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore made the play of the day, it seemed, offensively. And he said,
I think someone posted that up. Did someone post that? Was that the Eagles that posted that? Somebody posted it.
Yeah, I think the Eagles did. I think, and that was a good play. And he's had a good summer. He has. And Darius Cooper's had a good summer. He had a bad preseason game, but he's had a good summer. But they're not above average NFL receivers. They're not. They're probably not average NFL receivers. They belong in the league. But if you're doing the mean and saying, all right, let's grab up, they're below that line. They're below average NFL receivers. And Dontavian Wicks, to be blunt, is average. He doesn't have the athleticism to be, he's got great route running ability. But he's played a decent amount of time. He's topped out at 39 catches. He's had trouble catching the football. You saw the video of him short arming the football over the middle field. There's some issues there. Whereas you see the other side and what you lost. And I get people don't like him and they want to say, oh, he's dead to them and all that stuff. And he goes out there and he freaking dominates. That's what you would have had on your side. They don't have that.
Interesting, Johnny Mac. We'll see what it looks like this year.